Hey guys, how's it going? It's Kharyn. Okay, so I haven't made a pregnancy update since week 16, and I'm actually now 26 weeks pregnant. So it's been 10 weeks. It's been an absolutely insane 10 weeks, and I wanted to kind of just give you guys an update on what's been going on with this pregnancy. It's been insane, to say the least. The beginning of the month, I had horrible back pain. Yeah, it was just super bad. It was only on the right side, and it was like flank pain. And I was thinking it had something to do with my kidney, and it was excruciating, like excruciating. I thought I was going to die at one point. It was that bad. Like I was about to give up. Like I couldn't take it anymore. It was like that bad. So yeah, it was really insane. That was an insane time. I went to the emergency room because I was in so much pain. Like I could not sleep whatsoever. It was that bad. And my husband Ryan, he tried to like rub it a little bit because I was thinking it was just maybe a muscle issue because I was growing or something. But no, I guess you're really not supposed to be in that much pain at this point in your pregnancy. Pregnancy isn't supposed to be that painful. So and he pressed on it, and it was like this sharp pain right where your kidney would be. And I was like, okay, like I started crying. I'm like, well, Ryan made me go to the hospital. At first I was a little leery about it because I was like, no, I don't know if I want to go, because then they're gonna give me shots. They're gonna make me go up to OB. I'm gonna get an IV, and I've never had an IV before, which I know I'm eventually gonna have to get an IV during labor and delivery, but I wasn't ready for it yet at that point. Like, I was like, no, that's not supposed to happen for like another however many months. So I was really like just freaked out and scared, but I was in so much pain. I was like, you know what, we just need to go. So I finally gave in. We went at about midnight that night, like August 3rd, I think. August 3rd at midnight. And they were thinking it was bladder infection or a kidney infection or possibly a kidney stone. But they were thinking it was a kidney infection. They kept me over for 24 hours, or like they put me in as an observation. I did get an IV, which it was pretty bad, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. It was pretty painful, so I'm not looking forward to getting another one. But yeah, it was not fun. So they gave me fluids, and they just kept me overnight. And then the doctor, who's not my doctor, but she was on call, came in and said that there was no blood in my urine, and yeah, that the pain I'm having was probably from either muscle or like from the uterus growing and my muscles in my back, just like, I don't know, or it was from hydronephrosis, which women can get that when their uterus is growing and expanding. It tilts more to the right, so your ureter that goes from your kidney to your bladder can get pinched by the uterus, which causes it to back up into your urine to back up into your kidney, and then it causes it to like back up and inflame or whatever. So and she didn't know if it was that or the muscle, but the next day I was gonna have a renal ultrasound of my kidney to check and see if that's what it is or what's going on in there, to get a better picture of what was going on. And so yeah, Overnight it wasn't horrible, but it was still really painful. It came in waves and it was tightening and it was like the worst feeling. I can't even describe the feeling to you. It's just bad. But it wasn't as bad as the next morning. The next morning, so they sent me home because I was gonna get an ultrasound done. It was supposed to be my 20-week like anatomy ultrasound the next day, and they were just adding on the renal ultrasound with it. Well, the next morning, well, overnight, I could barely sleep. I woke up twice in excruciating pain, taking Tylenol. Didn't really work. Then I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning, excruciating pain again. I was crying. It was that bad. And it just didn't make sense to me. Like, and I called my mom and she's like, there's no reason, that doesn't make sense. Pregnancy is not supposed to be that painful and it's on your right side. It doesn't make sense, so let's bring you to the ER again. So we went back the next day to the ER, and yeah, that day was the worst. I went to the ER, they sent me up to the OB again. They strapped me with the like contraction monitors and stuff to make sure I wasn't contracting and nothing was wrong with the baby. And I'm pretty sure those straps are what caused me to have so much pain. This was the point where I thought I was going to die. Like, I was getting lightheaded, the pain was so bad, and it wasn't letting up. And I can probably tell you that this pain, I'm hoping and I'm praying, and a lot of women say this, that kidney pain is way worse than labor pain, because one reason is because it does not let up. It comes in waves, kind of like contractions and labor pains, I guess, but this pain does not let up. And this pain, you don't know the reason for it. So not only are you freaking out because you're in so much pain that you don't know what's going on, so it's freaking you out that way, but it's not letting up. So it's this intense, burning, stabbing pain. It just, like, I can't even describe it. It's so bad. And then it gets up to like the worst point, and that's where it was when I had these straps on, and I think it was because the straps might have been too tight around like my kidney and causing me to have like that pain that, I don't know, that's what I'm thinking anyway, because once I was like freaking out. Ryan and my mom were like, what do we do? Because I'm in so much pain, I'm screaming for help. They have me covering my mouth with a bag, breathing in through a bag because I'm lightheaded, and yeah, it was insane. So finally they're like, just take them off. So they took the stuff off me, and it finally settled down a little bit, and they're like, the baby's fine, nothing's wrong with the baby, so send you back down to ER, because it's nothing that has to do with the baby, so OB couldn't really do anything, obviously. So I went back down to ER. They injected me with morphine, and that caused me to go a little like, whoa, I feel a little crazy, I feel a little weird going on. I don't know what was going on, but yeah, they gave me another IV. So I had 2 IVs, one the day before, and then that day I had 2 IVs, and I have to tell you, the ER was the worst. I would take an IV in OB any day, because, oh my lord, that lady, she tried to get me on this arm, which luckily the bruise is gone now, so I don't look like I dang punch myself or hurt myself in some way, but she tried to get me right here for an IV, which up in OB it was in my hand, which was painful but easy and like simple, you know. but she tried to get me right here, and apparently it didn't work for her, so it blew out, and so I had a huge bruise right here. And then she finally got me like in my elbow area right here for the IV. Oh, it was insane. So yeah, they got the IV done finally, and that was good. They shot me up with a few pain med drugs, which even the morphine, okay? Shot me up with some morphine, and they said it wasn't gonna harm the baby in any way. And the morphine, it took the kick off the pain, but it still never completely eliminated the pain. That's how bad it was. Like, my dad's like, oh yeah, you're not gonna feel a thing, you know, with the morphine, whatever. I acted like I was okay in the emergency room, but I was still having pain. Like, it was just bearable pain, I guess, is what you could say. It was bearable pain, and I got through it as we were waiting to get the ultrasound done. So, and they gave me some more fluids. I went in for the ultrasound of my kidney. I ended up not having the anatomy ultrasound, second trimester ultrasound that day for the baby, because this was more important, and yeah, I was in a lot of pain, so I had to reschedule that. But with the kidney, they saw that my left kidney's fine, and my right kidney had like this dark black spot in the middle, which was the urine backed up in my kidney, and it was, you know, enlarged a bit. So there was hydronephrosis happening, but they didn't see any kidney stones at all, like none of that in there. And then the doctor came in, the radiologist, he looked at the kidney himself, and then he went down into the ureter area, and he saw my uterus and then my ureter, and he showed me how it was like pinching it a bit, like it was so super close to my ureter. And so that's what they came up with. They basically said, I have hydronephrosis from being pregnant, my uterus expanding, and there's nothing I can do about it, and it's probably gonna get worse. You really don't want to hear that when you were just a few hours earlier having so much pain you thought you were gonna die, like you can't take any more pain. And I was only 22 weeks about at that time. 22 weeks, and I'm hearing you're gonna have to deal with this for the rest of your pregnancy, and it could potentially get worse. Like, okay, that's great. But then apparently once you deliver and then your uterus goes down, obviously it resolves itself and all that jazz. So I was like, great. They discharged me, even though that day, the day before, when I stayed overnight in the OB, I didn't have any blood in my urine. But when I came in the next morning, in the ER, when all this was happening, I did have blood in my urine. A good amount of blood in my urine. Microscopic, so you couldn't actually see it, but there was blood in my urine. So that was kind of confusing. So we asked the ER doctor about that, and he said that, oh yeah, that's normal with hydronephrosis with pregnancy. Like, you can have blood once in a while sometimes in there. We're like, okay. And my dad was thinking this was a kidney stone the entire time. He's like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, because he's had kidney stones before and he's dealt with the pain, etc. So he knew what was going on, and so he was, I don't know, it was insane. So the whole time he's still thinking it's got to be a kidney stone. They're wrong, they're stupid. And I was like, I wish it was a kidney stone, because then at least maybe it would pass and then I wouldn't have this pain anymore, compared to you have excruciating pain, you're pregnant. This is actually quite common in pregnancy. Well then, why is it more people in excruciating pain like I am? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, who would have more children after that? Like, no way. The pain, it's like being in labor for months. Like, and possibly even worse than labor for months, because a lot of women say kidney pain is worse, right? So it's like, if that's the case, I'm done after this. Like, I'm not having no more children, because I'm not dealing with this pain again. Being in that much excruciating pain and then trying to take care of a child on top of it, and like, I couldn't do anything during this time because it was just that bad. I had it in my mind, I was completely ready to just say, I'm gonna go through this pain. Obviously I can't get out of it now, but once this is done and my body goes back to normal and I have my beautiful baby girl, that's it. Like, I'm not having no more. I'm not doing that again, because it's just horrible, horrible, horrible. But they had me go to the urologist the next day, and he's a specialist, right? And he tells me that an ultrasound can't really show if there's kidney stones in there. And because I had blood in my urine, that's still a possibility. He said that it could still be a kidney stone. You just can't see it, and the only real way to see it for sure is if I get a CT scan. But obviously CT scans aren't done during pregnancy because they're super dangerous for the baby, so I couldn't get a CT scan. So really it was two options. It was the hydronephrosis from just the uterus pressing on my ureter, or it could potentially still be a kidney stone, and hopefully it would pass, and all you could really do is let it pass. So I was kind of stuck both ways. It's like, all right, it's one or the other. We'll see how this goes. So within a week, I was still having pain off and on, really bad, like burning. It's just so much pain I can't even describe, but it would come and go. I'd always have to lay on my right side, or my left side, sorry. I have to lay on my left side, and yeah, it was just really bad. Basically after a week, I started feeling not as much pain. Like, I was able to walk and do my baby shower registry. I was able to do a lot of things, and it would come and go. I'd have like random little spurts of pain, and then thankfully it'd go away and I'd be okay. And then finally one night I just had like this bladder pain, and it was literally 1 week after the ER. I had this weird bladder pain after going to the bathroom. Like, I had to pee again, and I wasn't sure if it was just from pregnancy stuff. And I knew I didn't have a UTI because I was just checked for that and there was no growth or anything of that sort. So I wasn't sure what was going on. I just drank a ton of water again, and it kind of went away, thankfully, and then I was good for the rest of the day. And then finally in the afternoon I went to the bathroom again. I had a zing as I went to the bathroom, and I was able to catch the kidney stone. I had a kidney stone, guys. It was super big. I actually can show you. 1 minute. Boom, back. Okay, so yeah, it was really big. It was about a 3 centimeter, or millimeter, centimeter, that would be insane. 3 millimeter, and yeah, so I actually caught it, and this month I go back to the urologist, so I'll be giving this to him so he can test it probably, or do whatever he wants to do with it. But yeah, there it is. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. And you would think it's so small, but when your ureter is not meant to give birth, right? And it's not flexible, like your ureter really isn't that flexible, I don't think, obviously. And yeah, it was just bad. It was really, really bad, and that makes sense now. It was going down my dang ureter and caused me horrible, horrible pain. I was basically giving birth to a kidney stone, but through my bladder and ureter. So yeah, I was super excited about it, to be honest. I was so excited. I was like, it's a kidney stone. My dad was right. I was freaking out. Freaking out. I was so happy. I wasn't in very much pain at all. I was a little sore still. I literally could rub, just like graze my hand over my back, my right side of my back, where my kidney would be. Just graze on the skin and it would hurt. It'd feel like it was bruised, but it wasn't. It's just, it was that tender. But yeah, it was just so bad. So it ended up being a kidney stone, and I let my doctor know about it and everything, and then I was feeling good. Like I said, now the excruciating pain is gone. I am making sure I am drinking a lot of water. So women, all you guys that are pregnant, make sure you drink water. Make sure you drink water. Do not get dehydrated, because the beginning of my pregnancy, I wasn't drinking that much, to be honest. I hardly drank any water. I drank a little bit, but not too much. I was mostly drinking apple juice, which is fine and is what I would normally do. Like when I wasn't pregnant, that's what I would drink the most of. And I was always fine with it, but apparently apple juice can cause kidney stones. Like, it increases your chance of kidney stones because of something that's in there. So not only was I dehydrated because I wasn't really drinking water, I was only drinking apple juice, which is not enough, obviously. But yeah, it was also increasing my risk. So it was just really bad. So I'm just assuming, I don't know for sure, but I'm assuming that's what caused it, is that I was not, at the beginning of my pregnancy, the first few months, I was not drinking like I should to keep hydrated. So I am learned my lesson with that one, and I'm making sure I do that now. Also, possibly genetics have to do with it. My dad has had a kidney stone, and he still has a kidney stone in his kidney, but it won't come out, basically. If it gets dislodged, it's so big that he'd have to have surgery on it or do something to get it out because it's that big. So yeah, he's hoping that never happens and it never moves. But so obviously he's had kidney stones, so it is, I guess, genetic, sort of. Like if your family members have had it, you're more likely to get one or have them. So I don't know, it's just kind of weird that I never have had this issue, except for now that I'm pregnant, I get one. So it must have something to do with like hormones, dehydration, a combination of a lot of things. So yeah, and I was so after that I was feeling good. I was so excited. My dad was excited because he was right, and he could tell everybody that he was right now. And yeah, it was just like an excitement, and I could do things again. Yeah, it was just really good. And I've still been doing good. Last week I kind of was feeling more weird, like achy pain on my right side, which I still feel a little bit. So the doctor, the radiologists and doctors there could have been right. I'm actually gonna find out tomorrow if the kidney is still backed up, because if so, then they were right, I guess. My uterus is still hitting my ureter, and it's backed up, so it is from pregnancy, but it's not excruciating pain like I think I'm gonna die and I'm in labor. So yeah, if I still have it, and if I still have some backup and it's from my uterus, like, that's okay. I can deal with this pain. Like, if that's what they were talking about, like, I can deal with this. It's not a big deal. I just sleep on my left side at night, and I just make sure I walk and move around, and yeah, I don't know, it's just certain positions make it better. So yeah, that kind of, so if I still have it, then that's all right. I just don't want a kidney stone again, because that was insane. And actually, last Friday, I had another one, which, I don't know if you can see it. Where is it at? Oh, there it is. That little tiny dot right there. Obviously it's way smaller than the other one. I couldn't even feel it. I didn't feel a zing it coming out. I couldn't feel anything. I question whether some of that pain from last week was from that little one. It just wasn't excruciating because it was a lot smaller. But yeah, it could have also been just like broken off from the bigger one. So that could be a reason as well. And it just took a couple more weeks to come out. I don't know. But so I had one Friday as well, but it was really small, that one. And now this past week, it's been pretty good. I've had, like I said, a little bit of like burny, achy pain on my right side, which it is kind of weird that it's still only on my right side. So I feel like I might still have the hydronephrosis from just being pregnant, that apparently a lot of women get, but it's bearable and it's doable. So that's a big pregnancy symptom that I'm having, and I'm guessing I will probably have for the rest of my pregnancy. But I'm already 26 weeks and I'm getting closer, and yeah, it's just exciting. That is just, it's getting closer. It's getting closer to my day, and I'm not in excruciating pain. I can deal with the aches and the weird feelings off and on. I can deal with it. So yeah, that's what's been going on with me this last month. Craziness happening with kidney stones. I've heard a lot of pregnant women get kidney stones, like they've never had a kidney stone before. They get pregnant and then they have a kidney stone. So if you have had a kidney stone while being pregnant, let me know, and you can tell me how your experience was, because it's horrible. Absolutely horrible. But I'm glad it's over, and I'm drinking a lot of water. So yeah, drink fluids. Anyone who is trying to get pregnant as well, or future, just for future reference, drink water. Drink water, guys. It dilutes your urine, and it prevents that kind of thing from happening. But yeah, and Plus, it was during the summertime, so it made it even worse for me, probably. Those few months, it was during the summer. So, well, spring, summer, but it was hot out, to say the least. So it probably dehydrated me even more. But yeah, so that is my kidney stone story. At least I can be, like a nurse said, I went to my last OB appointment on Monday, and the nurse was like, well, at least it was a kidney stone. You're not in any pain or you're not in as much pain anymore. And you can be one of those women that will know for sure if kidney stone pain is worse than labor pain. And I'm like, yep, sure can. I'll be able to know now. I'm really hoping that it's not as bad as kidney stone pain. Even if it is as bad as that pain that I had, at least I know that my body is working with me, not against me, and there's a reason for my pain. I will know the reason for my pain, and it's a good reason for my pain, and so it's like a positive outlook, like there's a reason for this, you know. And also, if worse comes to worse, you can get pain relief, right? So if worse comes to worst and it's worse than kidney stone pain, I can't even imagine if it would be, how it could be, but I could get an epidural if I needed to, which I'm scared of needles. I hate needles. I can't even imagine getting a needle in my back and getting an epidural. People say it's not that bad. Some people say they can't feel it at all. I don't know. I guess once you're in that zone and you're in that kind of pain, you just say, do it. But I would rather have a natural birth, but if I need it, I need it. So I'm going in with an open mind. But yeah, so other than that, and that long story about kidney stones, basically I'm 26 weeks now. My next OB appointment is going to be in 3 weeks, and I am going to have the glucose test done, so more needles, yay me. The glucose test done, I have to get the pertussis shot, and I have to get the flu shot, most likely, she said, if they're available. And I also have to get the RhoGAM shot because I am A negative, so I have RH negative blood, so I'll have to get that shot as well, all on the same day, the same appointment. I am so excited about it. Can you see my sarcasm? So yeah, a lot of needles that day, on the 18th, I believe, of September. I have to go and do that, so I'll vlog that. Yeah, I'll vlog it and show you guys what's up and what it tastes like and stuff. I've watched videos of women chugging it down, so we'll see what that tastes like. I heard it's not that bad. Tastes just like a sugary drink, like a, I don't know, orange Hawaiian punch, or, but I think I'm gonna be getting the orange. I don't think I have a choice of what kind I can get. I think they're just gonna give me the orange. So, and then tomorrow I have, that's another thing. I did end up getting my OB anatomy ultrasound, and it was the cutest thing ever. I so wish I could have video of that, like that ultrasound, because it was the cutest thing. She was yawning, and my dad went with me because my husband Ryan had to work, so he couldn't make it, but it was like such a special moment with my dad because he was super excited. He was freaking out in there. He was all excited. We got to see a 3D picture of her, which I'll put that here. And he was freaking out saying, like, you know, he looks like, or she looks like you, and things of that sort. And the lady was saying that she was photogenic and she's got the long chin and the button nose and all that. And then my dad, they were saying that she looks like me and all that. It was so cute. But she was moving around a lot, and everything, the anatomy scan, everything looked good except for, well, here's the thing, with the tech, everything looked normal, everything measured normal, but then she went and got the radiologist, the doctor, because they like to come in and check over everything just to make sure. I guess that's what they do every time. And so he checked over everything, and they measured the kidney. Of course, another kidney issue. He measured her kidneys again, and this time with the tech it measured normal, just like 20 minutes before, but then 20 minutes later when he's doing it, it measured, one of her left kidney measured like a millimeter bigger than the norm, I guess. So he did it like 3 times. They got a few more pictures of different things. Spine looked great and everything. Took a couple more pictures of that. And then, yeah, it was just the kidney still, after 3 times and like after 15 minutes or something like that, it was still measuring a millimeter bigger, enlarged. So the doctor said it could be a fluke, that's really not a big deal. If it still measures bigger, that basically I have to, tomorrow I'm going for another ultrasound because of the kidney being enlarged. So they want to make sure, they want to see if it's gotten worse or if it was just a fluke and it's fine now, or if it's the same, like what's going on. They just want to check it again. And the worst case, like if it is still enlarged a little bit than the norm, I guess the norm is up to 5 millimeters for the measurement, and hers was a 6, so it was only like 1 millimeter like higher than the norm, which is not bad at all. But they still want to make sure that everything's all good. And worst case, it's still enlarged. With girls, it's way like easier. They're more concerned about it with boys, because it can cause, like, there can be like a flap or something that's closed, so then they'd have to do like a small invasive surgery when they're born, possibly, to get it like unclogged or whatever. But with girls, it's like way better prognosis. Like usually it just goes away once they're born, and they'll do another ultrasound once she's born if she still measures that she's enlarged again tomorrow. And yeah, it's nothing that's like life-threatening or any kidney damage that will happen. It's just a little something that they need to watch. So that's why I'm going to get an ultrasound tomorrow. Tomorrow is the 1st, right? Yeah, September 1st. So that's tomorrow. I'm going to get that done. So we're going to check her kidney, and then the tech said she would also check my kidney to see if it's still, or what it's like now, if it's still getting backed up or what's going on with it. So me and my little girl both have some kidney issues that we're dealing with. So yeah, it's kind of funny, but it's not funny at all. Like, I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, that's what's going on. So I'll update you guys on the next video on what that outcome was, if her kidney was still, one of her left kidney was still enlarged a little bit, or what's going on with that. Update you on my kidney, and if I still have hydronephrosis from being pregnant or not. And yeah, that's about it. And then few weeks from now I'll have all my tests and my needles happening, and yeah, I'm just so glad that the kidney stone horrible time is over. Hopefully chugging my water so I don't have any of those ever again, because yeah, I heard some pregnant women would rather have another baby. They'd give birth like 10 more times compared to having a kidney stone. So I don't know. So yeah, that's my update for 26 weeks of pregnancy, and I'm also having my baby shower this coming month, and yeah, so let me show you my baby bump for 26 weeks, and I will see you guys next time. And she's kicking like crazy, especially at night when I want to go to sleep. But she's moving a lot and she's getting so much stronger. See you guys next time.